often there's a prayer that Muslims quote where we say that Allah is closer to you than your what? Your jugular vein. So in times of stress, Ani yells that it is easier to get a hold of God than it is my daughter. After one call in her defense. So we want to go ahead and bring Ani back up to share another story. So go ahead and give a welcome once again for our founder, Ani Zonneveld.
My name is Raif Badawi. I was born in Saudi Arabia in 1984. People have given me many labels. They call me a writer, activist, dissident, a human rights defender. But I'm here to set the record straight. Above all things, I'm merely a simple person. The only thing I truly desire is human rights in its purest and truest form. And because my conscience moved me to do so, in 2006, I started a website and called it Free Saudi Liberals. In my blog post, I pondered the direction Saudi society is moving towards. I analyzed how singular narratives have influenced the minds of people and how intolerance to different sects, religions, philosophies, and ways of thinking have caused stagnation of thought and progress. I examine extremism and how this vein of intolerance embedded in the fabric of society has become interwoven into a tapestry of clandestine violence. The violence manifests itself in the form of subjugation, the subjugation of women, children, the poor, minorities, the subjugation of culture, and the subjugation of enlightenment. When the Arab Spring arrived, I understood its cause deeply. In my blog, I noted that there is a systematic mass mobilization in progress, and ordinary citizens are being sprayed with religion and religiosity, or at least the Islamist interpretation of it. They're loudly warning against everything related to culture and education. From their point of view, this somehow equates to heresy, atheism, and blasphemy. On June 17, 2012, I was arrested and charged with insulting Islam through electronic channels. I was also charged with setting up a website that undermines general security, ridiculing Islamic religious figures, and going beyond the realm of obedience. But it became clear that the state felt truly threatened by my writing, and when they hit me with a charge of apostasy, you see, in Saudi Arabia, the penalty for apostasy is death by hanging. In Saudi Arabia, when one is charged with a crime, there are 3 opportunities for the government to charge and sentence the accused. In the first court trial, I was charged and convicted of apostasy and sentenced to death. In my second trial, I was given 7 years in prison and 600 lashes. In my final court appearance, the previous court's decision was increased to 10 years, 1,000 lashes, and a fine of 1 million Saudi riyals. Once my sentence is complete, I may not leave the country or write publicly for another 10 years. In 2013, the government of Canada offered my wife and children political asylum, and they left Saudi Arabia. Ever since then, I have been sitting in a jail cell, growing older as my children grow up. On January 9th, 2015, I received the first 50 lashes in a public square in front of a mosque in Jeddah. Since then, my health has been very poor, and I have not received any more so far. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that I will not be able to survive any further lashing. I have been accused by my government of many things, but all I have done is criticize the wrongdoings of the religious police and radical theology. I have not criticized the government nor society. I've only encouraged people to think for themselves. I want to be very clear. I am not a terrorist. My only weapon is my pen. And it's not a crime to state one's opinion. I only desire women to have equal rights, for people to have freedom of speech, and for everyone to have true human rights. And yes, in a world where religion is being misused for nefarious purposes, I have every right to criticize those who do so. I want you all to know that I'm grateful for the people who have supported me and my rights to freedom of conscience. I only wish that international governments would intervene on my behalf so that I can watch my children grow up, and so that in the future people like myself will not be threatened with such dire circumstances. I want everyone in this room to take this message to heart. Support the idea of individuality of thought, because when you think differently, new ideas are born. New things are created. And to those who wish me ill or who are happy at my circumstances, I tell you this: whoever wants death for me, I want life for them. Whoever wants ignorance for me, I want knowledge for them. And that is my story. My name is Raif Badawi.